Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Shalom Yamini. Each week, we will look into the weekly Torah portion to find inspiration that will complement your daily life and intensify your connection to God. This month of the Parsha Perspective is being sponsored by Anonymous in honor of the Jewish people and the land of Israel. May Hashem protect our soldiers, and may the Jewish people only experience success, health, and prosperity. If you or someone you know would like to sponsor a month of the Parsha Perspective, please contact us at our Facebook page, The Parsha Perspective. Just a quick note before we start. I know it's a little bit late, and it's because this week, unfortunately, during the afternoon prayers, a person came into the synagogue and went to my office and stole my laptop with all the podcast files and all my other files that I'm currently working on, and that delayed and pushed off the time of recording of this podcast, so I appreciate your understanding. Let's get back to this week's Torah portion. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Va'era. In this week's Parsha, we have the first 7 of the 10 plagues that God unleashed on Pharaoh and the Egyptian people in retribution for the slavery that they put the Jewish people through. Before each plague, God commanded Moshe and his brother Aaron to go and warn Pharaoh and his ministers that if they do not release the Jewish people, they will be hit with a massive plague. The pasuk says that by each plague, either God hardened Pharaoh's heart or Pharaoh hardened his own heart, each time denying them their freedom. There is a question. Moshe knew from God beforehand that Pharaoh would be stubborn and would not release the Jewish nation until after the last plague, the death of the firstborn. However, Moshe still went to Pharaoh before each plague to warn him with the same amount of passion that he had the first time God commanded him to relay his message of freedom to Pharaoh, even though he knew he would not be achieving his goal just yet. What was Moshe's secret that enabled him to keep the identical level of enthusiasm when he was seemingly not accomplishing his objective? God decided that the way the Jewish people would attain their freedom would be through the 10 plagues, because he wanted the nations of the world to know how much he loves his chosen people and the steps he was willing to take to defend them. God created a strategy that will take a while to implement, but have an everlasting effect on the world. Moshe, God's chosen leader, understood that there was a process in place with which the Jewish people would obtain their freedom. So when asked to carry out apparent fruitful tasks, he approached them with the same amount of enthusiasm as he would accomplishing his own goal. He held the vision and trusted the process even though he could not physically see the endgame. He had the ultimate trust in God and was rewarded with the name Eved Neman, a faithful servant, which gives us a clear description of his lofty and moral character. In our daily life, we must understand that if we want to achieve ultimate success, we must go through the motions. Whether we like to or not, it is imperative to realize that to reach success, we must follow the process even if the end game is so far away it is impossible to see it. For example, if you would like to become a doctor, lawyer, engineer, it will take many years of study. However, some of the subjects will seem unnecessary to your career, yet they are essential to your profession, even if you do not know how, and therefore it is imperative that you tackle them with the same amount of passion as the others, because they are equally as impactful. There's a great quote that I once heard: holding the vision and trusting the process will lead you to unparalleled success and happiness. Have a great weekend and a good Shabbos. Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.